Alright, welcome back to round number 3 of FTRL GT. This time we're at Watkins, Glen. This track, I actually didn't really like or get on with this track too much at the start, but as the more practice I did, the more I've actually began to enjoy it a bit. So I'll take you through it and see what the story is. I actually lied last time. This is the last race where I used the braking zones. Again, not that I have my own reference points and the such. So I don't solely rely on the zones. That would be that'd be a bad for lap time. But anyways, we're gonna go take on a flying lap, I believe. Yes, there we go. So get a lap going. This must have been my best lap in qualifying, to be fair. So anyway, we'll get to it. So starting for this first turn, around 200-meter bore. So you have to really attack this, and you could. It's weird how much you can use on the outside there, but you know instantly when you've gone up beyond it for a penalty. It's probably the spot where you're most likely to get a penalty, I would say. Really important because like you get all the run up here to this straight. This is the week I learned about that it's probably a bit better to rev it out in 5th and then about 159, 60 miles an hour, then take it to 6th gear. This is the toughest braking zone I find on the track. That zone there is really, really difficult. I find it difficult to get consistency at least. Then try and hug and let the car drift out again. This section now is not too bad, to be fair. Again, you want to get a good exit here, really. I had a bit more to play with there, to be fair. Again, not using all the track there, but this uphill zone then, it's about in between these. You actually don't use the braking zone. Little lift there, but that's okay, using as much of the track. Thankfully there's a little bit on exit there because that makes a big difference. You instinctively want to go to the right, but the corner is not. It's not a left-hander; it's a right-hander. Again, nice and tight. Not a bad complex there, and towards the end of the lap here. So a lot of kind of mid-ish grip corners, late apex here, and then yeah, using all the track there, very nice. I sure hope this last sector is an improvement because otherwise we're in trouble. Good corner there. And then this last corner, I always felt I left a little bit on the table because you can take quite a bit of it, and then you use a bit of the runoff on the exit there towards the wall. But anyway, going across the line, it's a 43.7. I can't even remember what my PB was. I think it was like a high 42. I think. I'm honestly not too sure. Not sure, but it's going to be good enough for 8th place in the end. We're not going to finish 7th. We're going to finish in 8th. Right, normal service resumed here. 2 races, reverse grid for race 2. So I'm going to start this one 8th. Gonna get my radar up, get the throttle in. A little later on that one, but that's okay. Not a bad start, to be fair. Is that blue flag or Cats gets a good start? Nice and easy through here. Nice and easy. I see the car on my right hand side, so Cats gets me. There's another car on my outside then, and Aaron is here as well, so I want to be very, very careful not to screw him over. Great to have him back this week, of course, having missed Trial Mountain. Bit of a lift and into the slipstream now, deep slipstream. So I'm gonna go for the right, and yeah, we're gonna go down the inside, a little deep on the brakes. Like a bit of contact. It was a bit messy, to be honest. Very, very messy. Got to try and make up for some positions after that. So a bit of a mess in front though. There's blue flag, and I couldn't avoid blue flag there, so that was unfortunate. I didn't mean to crash into him, but some penalties in front. I'm just trying to get kind of settled back in at this stage. So we're down to P11. Hasn't been the greatest start in the world, so just trying to settle back in. And the pack is quite condensed, so we should be able to catch up okay here. My pace here is decent, so should be able to catch up okay. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, moving on. This is 13 laps of these 2 races here, and I just can't. It's not enough. The penalty's not quite enough for me to catch up to Cats there. That right-hand braking zone though, that chicane was really tough. If you're on the inside and you got lost speed following through as well. So that was a difficult corner to send one, and I didn't get quite right there. So, anyways, we're still behind Cats. Just nice and gentle. We're just going to finish this lap. And we've lost 2 positions. We're very much back with the pack, so to speak. At least this part of it, anyway. That ended up being pretty costly, though. In the end, falling behind Jonesy ended up being pretty costly for this race, and you'll see why a little later on. Yeah, didn't quite hit that apex there. Cass didn't get a great run either, and we're going to have a much better run, even with that XSO slide up the inside here. Your momentum carries you all the way up. And he's still there. I've lost a little bit of time, if anything, trying to get, a bit on the grass. But again, rev it out in 5th. I find just gets you a little bit more acceleration up towards 160 or so. I'm going to try again down this inside. This time I do get it done. He backs out, to be fair. So better judgment from my part then on the speed there into that corner. But we get that 1 position up. And then comes, so it's Jonesy and Mikey then. Yeah, this would define my race a little bit, being stuck behind Jonesy. Jonesy was just impossible to pass. I think he's in the 4 GT. And all race, basically, it's me, Mikey, Big went deep there big time. And back onto the track then, blue flag now gets through. Insult to injury, I get a penalty for that, even though I lost time, which is annoying. But
come off it.
Yeah, pretty annoyed about that. So hopefully it doesn't cost me too much, but I always ran right into the back of Mikey there. This is the squabble. This is lap 7 now. It's Mikey, blue flag, Jonesy. No one can get by Jonesy. I can't see from here if he's in the 4 GT or not. I was hoping to try and get around the outside there, but blue flag covered that off. So stuck behind here for the time being. It's just a 4-car scrap for 7th, which would be decent points, to be fair. But it was very hard to pass, and you really had to hope for either a mistake or someone coming together or a penalty or something to really get by. And that was the tough part, really. So anyways, lap number 9. Again, just coming towards the last sector here. Mikey gets a little bit out of shape, so we're going to send one to the inside here. Finally get a chance to make up a position, and boom, we get it done. So happy days. I thought I could maybe pull away from Mikey, but my pace was stunted in the field here. 43 is the best time I've done. 43.5. I know I can go quicker than that. I know my qualifying time was close to that, but I know I can go quicker. So we're all losing time here, but yeah, look, that's a 4 GT, so no one can get by it, and it's such a long straight. With the higher top end of that 4 GT, there's nothing anyone can really do. Blue flag is in within a good slipstream here. This is a good slipstream. Let's see if you can do anything with it, even in against the 4 GT. Again, I'm just waiting as long as I can to get as much speed as possible out of that. Look at that, he can't shape a move. It's insane. Anyways, we somehow, all 3 of us, get 1 second penalties, I believe, for this. No, sorry, it wasn't for this. There's another lap where that happens. It is bizarre, though. Okay, it's just gonna go run, though. I think this is the lap 12. Yeah, this is it. So I pulled a gap to Mikey, which I knew I could do. And then there must be something that happened, because all 3 of us, I know it took a little bit more of that inside, to be fair. All 3 of us got a 1 second penalty for that. So I'm not sure what the story was. It was odd that we all got at the same time. That's really annoying, because a second, I could have cleared those guys with a second. So that's quite frustrating. Mikey's got no penalty, so that's frustrating, and that's going to basically cover any chance really of overtaking. I knew it was going to have to be either a mistake or a penalty. We're just stuck behind us. I was so frustrated. I was really frustrated. I move over to the right hand side. Actually, I'm in the middle. That's a hazard of anything. As I move over to the left, Mikey's overspeed is just going to get through there. And he gets me, but can't quite get blue flag. And I kind of try to stick on the outside, but a little bit of marble out there. So I was really frustrated, because my pace was so much better than this, and I was just stuck here. My shit start kind of really screwed me over. So I was really annoyed. After this race. Yeah, unfortunate. Anyways, lap 13 is still line astern. I thought, look, we'll see what happens. I can't exactly send it down the inside of anyone, but a good second to last corner. And Mikey goes out wide, and I get a really good run on the last turn. I'm trying to steer, and I hit into him, and he had a penalty. I tried to let him go, or I was going to let him go. He had the penalty, so that was annoying. I probably could have got blue flag if I hadn't, but It was a messy end to that race anyway. So it was about fitting, messy start and a messy finish. I just plain understeered into him. He's just, yeah, didn't expect him to be going that slowly out there. So anyway, annoying. P9 was the sum of that race. Yeah, frustrating to say the least. Race 2 then. Race 2, hoping for better fortune. So I went from 4th. I felt like good. Like if I have track position, I feel like I could do something with it. So we're going to try our best to make that happen. Our traction control again is all the way down, or is all the way up to 3. So I have to sort that out before the start of the race. Really, really annoying. Good start though. I'm running -2 on the front, on the brake balance there. Good start immediately by Mikey then. And then blue flag gets alongside and he gets that done. So we're still in P4. But we're in a good position here, and I'm liking how this start is going so far. There's already a penalty for Chubbs, who joins the second race, not the first one. A little bit of lift. Now I know Aaron's on my right-hand side, and there's a bit of argy-bargy going on there. So I'm going to stay to the left here. And having seen what happened in race 1, I want to be really careful not to brake too late or to take someone else out. And I got punted in the rear and tried to go across the track, then I got reset. So races, I would say, I was fuming, absolutely fuming. I had track position. I went to go a little bit earlier on the brakes, a little earlier, because I got a car on my inside. I didn't want to rear end someone in front of me, and I got rear ended myself. So super frustrating. I was really pissed off. This is the replay I looked after the race. You're going to see in a bit more detail. I'm going to take a look at this. I got on the brakes, a little push from SBY then, and then another push then took me into him. Or took me into the back then of it must have been Mikey or blue flag, one of the two. Anyway, super frustrating. This is what SBY's view was. I think it was SBY rather. Super frustrating. There's the first nudge, and then so I'm already kind of a little bit more extra speed, and then he gets to go on the track willy-nilly like nothing happened, and I'm left at the back. So I was really pissed off. Now that my track position is now gone, so. End of lap 2 though, we're at the back of the pack, and I was driving in anger at this stage. I didn't care. I was furious, absolutely furious, and I was driving with vengeance at this stage. I was going for it. Pace in this race too was really, really good, really, really strong, and I was like done. So Jonesy then, I'm going to try send it down the inside, but he's a little bit later on the brakes. Going to try and nip to the right hand side. Gonna get a little bit of exit on that right hand side, and boom, we should be through. I leave the space on the inside because it looks like he's trying to hang it there. A little bit on the exit. Should be able to have the margin now. I'm going to leave the space, and he files in behind. So we get that position at least. We're up to the P11. So we're going to try our best to make the best out of a bad situation. Sadly, I'm in no better place though than I was at the start of race 1, really. So track position is gone, which is really frustrating. Anyways, moving on then to what lap are we moving on to if we are at all? No, not yet, because Mikey runs really wide there, and he should get a penalty for that, I believe. I'd be surprised if he went that wide and didn't get a penalty, unless he's slow sufficiently, which apparently he did. Which I'm a little bit frustrated why I got a penalty in the first race, but he's going to try and make this overtake. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what happens. So again, I'm able to rev it a little bit more, get a bit more top-end speed. I think I dipped a wheel on the grass here, and that's the rear end just completely went on the braking. I think my left rear touched the grass. I didn't mean to flip, and the car just absolutely went. The second I touched the brakes, the car just absolutely exploded. It was really frustrating. Yeah, so sorry to Mikey for that. That was tough. Anyways, my race is done at this stage. I was now racing at yeah, it was gone. At least I was at the pack before. Chubbs has got a penalty, so he hadn't done any practice for this race, wasn't able to. So try to go around the outside here, get a little bit on the grass, slash the marbles again, which the car got so squiggly under braking, so I couldn't get the move done then. I'm fuming. Do you know that silent rage you get? That's what I was feeling at this moment. You can hear a little bit, you could hear a little bit as well. We're going to try and get Chubbs though and see how we get on. You know, I'm going to keep racing for the team, even if my races are completely fecked at this stage. So, frustrating, man. We had a good week at Trial Mountain the last time out, and this races. I was actually frustrated because I felt my comparative pace here was better than what it was at Trial Mountain. and I'm going to have very little to show for a P9 and whatever we could salvage out of this race. Anyways, to get by Chubbs then, and yeah, we'll move along. You will have slipstream, but I'll just have, I should be able to keep this from this point forward. So let's have a quick mosey back just to see where he's at, and yeah, we might go defensive. Actually, no need to. He's not close enough, even with slipstream. So yeah, we'll work away then and try and make up the gap on Jonesy then, and try and do what the others couldn't do in race 1. So he gets out wide then. This is when I first catch him. I get a really good run. Actually, my sector 3 was, or the last sector rather, was really, really strong. Already I've done a 43.2. I think it's a 43.2. Yeah, 43.2, which you can see a 43.1 from Lee Call is the quickest time. So, you know, I'm that's why it's so frustrating. Like, give me the space and I can actually do something. Only two tenths off one of the quicker guys in the league. So I was really frustrated with that because I knew I had the pace. Anyways, I couldn't get by Josie. This is lap 11. Yeah, this is how long it's taken to actually get anywhere here. Biding my time. I got a much better exit than Jonesy out of turn 1. It's going to set me up all the way nicely heading up here, and we're going to see what we can do even behind this Ford GT. Again, nice and late waiting to change to 6th gear to just get the maximum speed out of it. We get a good slipstream, and we're going to try and go for the move down the braking. I just understeered to the second part of the corner, a little bit of contact. I did get the move done, but didn't feel right with me, so I let him go. Didn't feel right with that. We'll see a replay in a sec. Yeah, you'll see the replay and why I felt I had to let him go. So, so we move alongside. Got the move. I was down the inside, but just missed that part of the apex out of the part close to the barrier. I guess technically I could have driven away, but it didn't sit right with me, to be fair. So I let him go, and you know, so we'll try again. This is in lap 11. He makes the mistake out there, and he's going to get himself the penalty. So just stick within half a second, and we've got a good chance to nail him the next lap. So I feel like I could have put him under enough pressure race 1 to force a mistake. And look, you can see I had no problem actually getting past him with straight line speed. He goes wide again there, which will give him a second. So I'll just have to say within a second essentially, and we'll be fine more than a second. So yeah, I know he was under pressure race 1 as well, was Jonesy, but I felt like I could have done a job if I had the chance, but I made a meal of it. So if I made a meal of it in race 1, so sadly didn't get the chance. Anyways, we get through then, and yeah, lap 12 then we move up to P10, and that's going to be it. So P9 and a P10, oh really tough, man. Tough to walk away from it with a P9 and a P10 when I thought the pace was really strong. Like, you know, 42.9 was the quickest lap in the end. To be only 4 tenths off or so, pretty frustrating to say the least. I finished 24 seconds behind in the end, despite whatever was my race was. So yeah, pretty frustrating. It says 9th, but that was from race 1. Yeah, really frustrating. I was pretty mad about that. Anyway, here's the standings. I moved down obviously a little bit after not the best week for myself, and a few handicaps here, or one handicap there here and there. I think it was for Pagani, or was it Lee? I think it was Lee. Anyway, so there's how the standings look. That's going to do it for this week's edition of FTRL GT7. Next up is Daytona. Yes, Daytona should be fun. So thanks for watching, and until next time.